Kenya is one of the fastest-growing economies in Africa and a regional hub for trade and investment. The country has vast energy resources, including geothermal, wind, and solar power. Kenya is also the home to the largest wind farm in Africa and one of the largest geothermal power plants in the world. With all these resources, one would expect that Kenya would have some of the cheapest electricity prices in Africa. However, this is not the case. In fact, a recent study shows that Kenya's electricity costs are the fourth highest in Africa, behind only South Africa, Egypt, and Nigeria. Recently, Kenya has also experienced a surge in electricity prices, with reports showing a significant increase of up to 63%. Hi, and welcome to 99 Cents TV. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind the high electricity prices in Kenya. We will start with sources of Kenya's electricity, how energy is consumed, and then the reasons for the high electricity cost. So, let's dive in. Kenya harvests over 1,000 million kilowatt-hours of electricity annually. Hydroelectric power is the largest source of electricity in Kenya, accounting for approximately 42% of the country's total electricity generation. Geothermal power is the second largest source, accounting for 29%, followed by thermal power at 22%. The remaining 7% comes from wind, biomass, and imports. The country's energy mix is relatively diverse, with significant potential for further expansion of renewable energy sources. The government has set a target of generating 100% of the country's electricity from renewable energy sources by 2030. To achieve this target, Kenya has been investing heavily in geothermal and wind energy projects. The Lake Turkana Wind Power Project, for example, is one of the largest wind power projects in Africa and has the potential to generate 310 megawatts of electricity. Additionally, Kenya has one of the largest geothermal power plants in the world, the Olkaria Geothermal Power Station, which has an installed capacity of 720 megawatts. The most important figure in the energy balance of Kenya is the total consumption of 7.86 billion kilowatt-hours of electric energy per year. Per capita, this is an average of 148 kilowatt-hours. Kenya should be self-sufficient with domestically produced energy. The total production of all electric energy producing facilities is 10 BN kilowatt-hour, which is 123% of the country's own usage. Despite this, Kenya trades energy with foreign countries. The country recorded a decline in demand for electricity in 2020 when industries and other businesses cut down their activities in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, electricity consumption by homes and factories in Kenya hit an all-time high in November 2021, indicating improving economic activities in the country. Data by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, showed that Kenya's maximum power demand crossed the 2,036 megawatt (MW), the highest ever recorded in history, from a record low 1,661 megawatts in April 2020 at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2023, the cost of electricity per unit in Kenya was Kshs 23 cents, which is much higher than other African countries such as Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania. So, what is the cause of this high electricity cost? One of the main reasons for the high electricity prices in Kenya is the over-reliance on hydroelectric power. When there's a shortage of water, which is necessary to generate electricity, the country has to rely on expensive thermal power plants to meet the electricity demand. Additionally, the country's aging power infrastructure requires constant maintenance, which comes at a high cost. Another factor contributing to the high electricity prices in Kenya is the cost of financing infrastructure projects. The government has been investing heavily in energy infrastructure, including the construction of new power plants and transmission lines. However, these projects come with a high cost of financing, which ultimately increases the cost of electricity for consumers. The rising cost of electricity in Kenya is also attributed to the depreciation of the Kenyan shilling against the US dollar, which makes it expensive to import fuel for thermal power generation. Other factors, such as poor governance, corruption, and poor planning, also contribute to the high cost of electricity. Finally, there's the issue of taxes and levies. Kenya has one of the highest electricity taxes and levies in Africa. According to a report, taxes and levies account for approximately 40% of the cost of electricity in the country. These taxes and levies include the fuel cost charge, rural electrification levy, and the energy regulator levy, among others. The increase in electricity prices in Kenya is not showing any signs of slowing down, with reports indicating a 15% rise in electricity prices set to take effect on April. In conclusion, despite having abundant renewable energy resources, Kenya still has some of the highest electricity prices in Africa. The country's dependence on thermal power generation, poor transmission and distribution infrastructure, high taxes and levies, and high operation and maintenance costs are some of the reasons behind the high electricity prices. Addressing these issues could go a long way in reducing the cost of electricity in the country and making it affordable for all. That's it for today's video. If you found this information useful, please like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Thanks for watching.